Sharing a before and after, or even creating a time-lapse of your workflow is a compelling way to offer your audience a behind-the-scenes look, highlight your progress, and reflect on how far you've come. I have all of this footage of me building out my studio, and I want to make the transformation even more exciting with overlays, transitions, and music all from Adobe stock. Stay tuned and I will show you how. If you're unfamiliar with who I am, my name's Javier Mercedes, and I like to make video editing tutorials on the internet. So let's hop right into it. Adobe Stock helps you level up your transformations with assets that pop. And speaking of pop, let's look at music. The first thing that I like to do when compiling a montage of footage like this is find good music to determine the pacing and mood of my edit. Adobe Stock Audio lets you search the mood and genre right in the search bar. I'm thinking I want to go with something groovy, so let's see where that takes me. Within seconds, I was able to find this jazz funk from the 70s. Oh yeah. Gonna go with that one. Over here to the right, we have the ability to license it, download a preview, save it to the library, or we have more options like finding a similar track. But it gets even better. Adobe has made it even easier for you to maintain an uninterrupted workflow by allowing us to search for Adobe Stock Audio all within Adobe Premiere Pro. Check this out. Under Window in Premiere Pro, go to Essential Sound, Browse. There are moods, genres, and filters. If I search for that same song here, by enabling timeline sync, the audio will automatically play from wherever I place the playhead. This allows me to have a real-time playback preview of the track. And if I'm satisfied with my choice, I can license this audio right here within Premiere Pro. Next thing I want to do is showcase my footage, but I want to do it quickly and creatively. And what better way than to use a template found on Adobe Stock? So I searched for montage compilation, and one of the first things that popped up was this big multi-screen slideshow opener intro template that I can open up and utilize all within Premiere Pro as well. Now, if I were to try and create something like this from scratch, it would probably take me several days of finding the right keyframing and automation. But thankfully, that's not the case here. I was able to download this template from Adobe Stock and have a rough sequence of my footage within a half hour, significantly speeding up my workflow. Now that I have that roughly lined up, I want to move on to adding some sort of lens flare transition to showcase the difference of before and after. And again, we can go back over to Adobe Stock and find a transition. I think I'm gonna look up something like star transition light leak, and we're gonna find something like this flashlight transitions lens flare. I'm going to overlay that over my footage, switch the opacity blending mode to screen, and place it between both the shots. I'm liking this, but I want to add a sound effect to it. And instead of going back to the website of Adobe Stock, let's stay all within Premiere Pro. If I go over to the Essential Sound tab, I'm going to click the Sound Effects tab, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking for here. So I'm gonna head to the categories and just check off transition, since it is a transition, and let's see what we find. There's this whoosh, slam, whoosh sound effect, and I think that's gonna pair nicely with our lens flare transition. And after we've put everything together, a final result looks something like this. So that's how you level up your makeover and transformation content with assets from Adobe Stock.